game 3 in just a few short moments. And it's been an impressive performance so far by both Cooper and Miro.
Game 3 of the grand finals is here.
Gotta get as high up on the leaderboard as possible. You don't want to leave it to those final moments. But you know what it is from games 1 to 3. Kanata and Agers, Thomas and MALIBUCA yet again. You even see shots coming in, but Kanata takes damage.
Oh.
Thomas is already half health, and the fight has barely just begun. Kanata gets the first strike. Thomas goes down. MALIBUCA by himself. He's on the chase for Agers. Agers doesn't look like he has a weapon. It's all up to Kanata, and he strikes while the iron's hot.
2 for 1, back and forth. Kanata, Agers have an opportunity now to potentially run away with it. The problem that they have, though, is how far can they take it when the chance is in front of them?
Uh-oh, I already see Baka that's down. Giannis and Reason. They go for that 50-50 at the top of the tower. Pars, he hasn't even been able to launch pad over, and that's not going to be an option. They both got ARs and SMGs to go ahead and take them down if they try to make that a part of their game plan. Now it's all about the hunt. They even get a shield briefcase. Uh-oh, this is a very, very daring play. Pars just go ahead and bulldoze his way through. He's trying to make magic happen. Shots on the both these players. Pars almost does it. Takes down Reason, but Giannis saves the day.
И для кого не секрет, что из-за санкций все сейчас ищут обходные способы задонатить в свои любимые игры и сервисы. Наиболее выгодно сейчас это можно сделать через мой личный магазин Atom Store, в котором закупается все киберспортивное комьюнити Фортнайта. Здесь на данный момент самые низкие цены, более 1000 позитивных отзывов, а сами заказы обрабатываются чуть ли не моментально. Не верите? Убедитесь в этом сами, ссылочка будет в описании. Погнали смотреть видео.
The most seasoned here, Tayson setting up what could be a potential ambush alongside MERSTACH. They have the side angles, they have the information. A 3-2-1 is all it takes, and Kaizen is caught out. And that is what a professional duo will do to you. A moment is all it takes. If it were me, if it were you, it'd take forever to line up those shots, but they make it look so easy, so quick, so deadly.
Rotations, Queasy and Vino moving on over toward the west before they're going north towards Frenzy Fields to try to find their spot in towards the zone. They're easily one of the teams that can pick up multiple VRs throughout the day and kind of make up for lost time, boost up that leaderboard. But VANYAK and KARMY are going against their EU counterparts. I drop a Mappy on the other side. Getting denied piece control a few times. A quick peek view opportunity coming out from iDrop. He gets denied yet again. All of that real estate going over to VANYAK.
Feel a little deja vu here. Kanye down to the low ground. VANYAK cannot quite find the shot there. iDrop playing off the heels, backing up by himself. The last time we were in this situation, it was Sentin and company on the hunt. This time it is KARMY. Will they close it a little faster? I wonder. They are drawing the attention of teams nearby. Should wrap this up quickly. Back he goes. Not many other options for him left here now.
That's, I feel like, what I drop best case scenario. Let another team come in this direction. Start to fight off both VANYAK and KARMY. That way he can try to slither his way out, but no opportunities are coming. A big shot fires through. Running out of resources. iDrop has to think outside of the box and get out of it as well. Multiple angles as KARMY finally goes in and finishes the job. Letting nothing go through. It's a huge way for them to kind of start their own game.
Tayson and MERSTACH. The quick elimination there onto Waves Vidil. Unfortunately, Mr. Savage now has to back out of this drop here. Mr. Savage and Vidil have been staying late into Slappy Shores, but I don't think they expected MERSTACH and Tayson to still be here playing their drop. Let's take a look at that one more time. MERSTACH swings around the top. They're already hurt. Into the box he goes. Vidil wasn't quick enough to defend himself there, and looking at that top 10. Now into the top 15. Look at how close it is. Points barely separating one another. Mr. Savage finds himself in a little fight. Some action here. Fnajian, what an incredible shot. How do you hit that before he even can realize? And now Vidil has to clutch up here. Vidil cannot allow him to wait this one out. And by the way, they need this damage. They actually have to force these fights here. So should he save up, should he clutch up here, it'll be okay. You know, Fnajian wants to turn things around and get the full finish. So Vidil does have to be careful.
Ooh, even third-party shots coming.
Oh, he saves him just in time.
outside of the zone and inside as well. The breacher for Fnayan is going to be the huge moneymaker here, but a nice shot from Vadil trying to make up for him going down early on in the game. He turns, he burns. Fnayan says, "You are out of the lobby."
Oh my gosh. It's not a better way to make $1 million over a weekend.
True.
To be the best. That's going to be something to celebrate, but no celebrations here for Miro and Cooper. Not looking good right now. Just a couple builds here. They're going to have to force the agenda, force the fight. They find one on the other side. This might be the best team to do it as well. We already knew Geras was hurt. Cooper jumps into the box. He goes for it, puts it all on the line, doesn't quite find it, and Miro's here to back him up, and the finish comes in. The refresh was massive, and they're right back in the game. But do they have heals? Did Cooper find anything there?
In these end games, being able to be a little bit more aggressive and take those risks. Peterbot and Bylight can say the same thing about them. They were in the situation that Cooper and Miro were in not too long ago. They have to take a page out of their playbook, but that's Kanata and Agers over on the other side. See Peterbot trying to take the space, but finally moves back, reunites. He hears a lot of teams crashing in, and he doesn't want any part of any of that.
Bylight and Peterbot still on the move right now. Meanwhile, Peterbot is finding more and more. He gets the finish, but there's duos down low. It's not safe by any means. Starting to run thin on material. Plenty of teams down low. He's got to get out. That's Duke. He takes down, so fragmenting a team there. While Iamzo finds Edgy, high ground, unsure. Cooper by himself now as Miro's fallen to the hands of Vico. And they are on a run right now. The point lead is insane. And as teams fall, they are doing more and more. A team falls right in front of Cooper. Cooper's got to be careful. That was a close one.
That was a close call, but Miro just trying to go for the mats. He needs those resources. Wasn't able to really grab much. Queasy's still alive as well. Talked about a big game needed to keep them within contention so they don't leave it up to the last moments. Quickly redeploys on over to the other side and goes for the shot, but narrowly misses his opponent. He's able to escape, and we're quickly into the top 15.
Chubbs and Bryce are online right now. 7 eliminations and almost a top 10. Chubbs and Bryce may be one of the most impressive duos to pop out of NA right now. And they have the experience, but this is the first time they're in an in-person arena with a crowd this big. With this much on the line, and so is Cooper.
No way.
And he is still going. This could be the miracle run for Cooper.
Already you're seeing the point spread. It's only them and Pixie and Cheatin at the top of that leaderboard, and 40+ points already separating them thanks to that elimination they've been picking up, but they're on the high ground. They could be the first team to try to get 3 VRs on the day. They already have 5 eliminations, more mats than they know what to do with. Another elimination almost grabbed up by Cooper, and this is a chance for both Pixie and Cheatin to try to pick up the points. A 2v1 situation. They got their 7 eliminations, and it's KARMY who's already outside of the zone, and he doesn't even survive a chance to fight the 1v2. Pixie and Cheatin take their 3rd victory royale of the weekend.
Is that a back-to-back for Pixie and Cheatin?
Yeah.
Are they just on fire right now?
The very first 3 games today have done nothing except deliver action after action after action. So many insane moments, and we're here to get plenty more because game number 4 is ready to go.
Let's get right back into it. Game number 4.
Here at the racetrack, you can already see these players lighting up the sky. Kanata, Azers, MALIBUCA, and Thomas. It's been a relatively even split so far, but this is the time. Thomas and MALIBUCA need this, but it's Azers to touch down first.
The game-defining moment right here. MALIBUCA's already set on the backside, pinned between 2 sides. Azers gets the first one. Kanata gets the follow-up. Thomas is hurt, and the finish. But there's another team here, and they get completely taken out, possibly to the hands of Iamzo and Rise, who were just next door.
The action, and we didn't get a chance to witness the first time around. Reason with a nice drop down from the overhead view. Baka just unable to find those finalizing shots. It's unfortunate.
Talking about teams that haven't quite had room. Our OCE duo here, Worthy in a 1v2, but no, Teeny claps back and finishes the deal, gets his elimination points, gets the credit, and finishes it off when it matters.
Knocks him out entirely. The turn and burn, though, from MK Papa is Vasquez on the retreat.
MK Papa, Asia's last hope of the top 10 right there. for now, taken out and finished, but not before putting up a crazy fight against top 5's VANYAK3K. But hold up. Now we get to see this. Miro and Cooper starting to find their footing again. They need to fight for it. This is the second game now. Game 3, we saw very much similar circumstances where they came into the game and the mid game was such a struggle. Material count, health-wise, just in general, very, very scrappy duo. They do find a set of refreshers there. Meanwhile, Seti and KARMY, complete different story. We've already know they play deep out of the storm line, but they're looking pretty fine right now. It's gonna be natural high ground. This is looking like good old early chapter days.
Just beneath them, a lot of teams kind of surrounding the edges here. Peterbot and Byla, though, they're trying to put those mechs to work. Byla gonna force his way in, just now getting barely above the surge damage threshold, but Peterbot, we've been watching him do it all day long. The elimination onto Thoric, the revive onto his teammate, and bolts will fall as well. That's the kind of refresh that Peterbot and Byla were hoping for.
This is what Peterbot does right here. This is what he does best. Solo play by himself when it comes down to clutching up, and he's got that charge. This thing hurts, it hits hard. He can finish the player off with one charge up. It's Axe Force though. Will he become a victim of Peterbot? But no. On his first, Peterbot has to dig into his heels now. Decides, hey, I gotta get out of here. Breaks through everyone's build. Why not just cause chaos and send players flying in the process? Give it a moment. Give it a moment. You might find elimination and Axe Force gets one.
Sphinx probably has no idea what just hit him between Axe Force and Peterbot. Those were some of the most destructive rocket rams are bound to start building up.
Well, placement points have been given out, and finally now we start to see someone inside the top 5 fall. For Vico in pink, that was a worst case scenario as they were just there at the placement point threshold. Falls to the hands of the Brazilian duo, Kitos and PH Zin. For Seti, for KARMY, they've elevated themselves enough, recognizing that low ground was too dangerous, and they're playing a vertical box here. For Miro, for Cooper, they're getting to the front side of zone. They're on the hunt right now. Miro loses him though for a second. A lot going on around him.
Miro trying to make sure that his feet are protected. How many times have we seen players shooting just underneath some of these box edits and walls that are made? The smallest of gaps towards the bottom of them, but Cheatin', again, as a solo, still finding a way to keep moving forward, and this is just so paramount for Cheatin' and Pixie's run. They've got to do everything in their power to stay as close as possible, hot on the heels of Cooper and Miro, and Cheatin' just looking like he keeps finding moments to find that breath of relief.
Just what an incredible story for Pixie and Cheatin'. Jumping in, this opportunity coming in for final moments, so making the best of it now. Think about it. If they fall now, you give Cooper and Miro potential runway that no one can close the gap on. It is getting that close right now. Mixon, Blaha though, high ground is theirs. They've had it since the mountaintop, the first to claim it. Have not looked back since. Still have crash pads and more to work with.
Very curious though to see what exactly is going to happen. These moving zones going forward, though, things could be pretty vicious considering the landscape that these players are dealing with. Going up alongside the mountain, Cheatin' might be able to acquire an elimination in the process. Knock onto the Strokey there. Will be forced to use his legendary Slurp Juice. That does buy him a little bit of time here. Still has 3 charges left in that rocket ram as well. He's gonna make sure to utilize at least one of them. Again, just more builds being completely ripped through here.
Front side of zone is where he finds something. No, he slips off the mountain. He's got to be very careful here as it bounces back. So unfortunate. It was so close to being perfect, but instead put himself in a bad position. Another player above him. He's going to have to charge it up in no time. Vino finds him there, and Cooper and Miro now have a chance to keep running away with this here. This is their true opportunity, and they've taking full advantage of it on high ground. Vino and Queasy want to make a comeback, but so does KARMY and Seti. Another battle for height ensues here. Vino and Queasy don't get it for free.
Have to be careful here on the descent, though, with Neno on that rocket ram. Queasy gonna utilize some of the last of his splashes. Still has 2 remaining, just in case. Right now, it's all about the mobility. Soaring sprints keeping him in the air, possibly a little bit longer than he is intending. But Miro dropping down to low ground, finding that elimination onto Vanyak. And now it's gonna be Mr. Savage as well, alongside of Iyamzo, pushing all along the sides here. But Miro and Cooper, they're still managing to stay together, at least for the time being. Cooper, though, completely out of the scene. But that's the knock that they needed.
He needed the finish to stay alive there, and Cooper sacrificed himself, but it wasn't enough. Meanwhile, Seti, Cammy versus Queasy Vino on the high ground. Seti's already done enough to take one down, but Cammy's hurt too. Vino's hurt too. It's a back and forth. We may not think there's a rivalry here, but there sure is bad blood. Seti on fire, still going, but Cammy has something to say about it. Vino shuts that down.
Cammy, though, finally gonna get put into the dirt, though not by who we were suspecting. It's Bryce and it's Chubbs controlling the high ground now. Vino doing what he can from below. Cole still trying to hang on, but it's gonna be Bryce, it's gonna be Chubbs as they take another victory royale on the weekend.
From the lower bracket, fighting their way through it to the grand final stage, they have picked up a victory royale, and they have continued to win over this weekend. They are rising stars.
Раньше нам всем было весело играть.